You are allowed to care about people without carrying their entire emotional life. That may sound simple, but if you're used to being the one who notices everything, it may feel almost impossible. You care deeply, you pay attention, you want people to be okay. And somewhere along the way, caring turned into carrying. You notice when someone's tone changes, when the room feels tense, and what needs to be done before anyone even asks. You remember the appointments, the preferences, the things that might hurt someone's feelings if it gets overlooked. And before long, caring turns into carrying. That's what identity fatigue can look like for the over-responsible caregiver. It's the exhaustion that comes from making yourself responsible for everyone else's comfort, stability, reactions, and needs. Sometimes it starts because you're naturally compassionate. You feel deeply, you pay attention, you want people you love to be okay. That's real. But sometimes it also starts because somewhere along the way, you learned that love meant managing the room. Maybe peace depended on you staying aware. Maybe you became the emotional translator. Maybe you learned to quiet your needs because someone else's needs always felt louder. And over time, that became a pattern. And now you may find yourself stepping into responsibility before you even realize you've moved. Someone is upset and your body starts trying to fix it. Someone is disappointed and you feel guilty even though you did nothing wrong. Someone has a need and you start negotiating what you can give up to meet it. From the outside, that can look like love. Inside, it can start to feel like a slow disappearance. There's research around emotional labor and caregiver strain that helps explain what's happening here. When you're constantly monitoring other people's emotions and adjusting yourself to keep things steady, your nervous system starts living in a state of responsibility. You're present, but tense, helpful, but tired, loved, but often needed more than known. And because caregiving can feel noble, it can be hard to question. You tell yourself, this is just who I am. And maybe part of that is true. You may be generous, loyal, attuned, but your gift was never meant to become a place where you disappear. So what's necessary? You can care deeply and still have limits. You can love people and still let them have their own feelings. You can be supportive without becoming the place everyone drops what they refuse to carry. For the over-responsible caregiver, identity fatigue often shows up as resentment you feel guilty for having. You don't want to be bitter. You don't want to stop caring. But some part of you is tired of being the automatic answer, tired of being the backup plan, tired of sensing everyone else's needs while yours sit quietly in the corner. And that resentment may be information. It may be the part of you that still believes your life matters too. Healing doesn't mean you have to stop loving people. It may mean you stop confusing love with over-functioning. It may mean you let people be uncomfortable without rushing to rescue them. It may mean you tell the truth sooner before your yes turns into quiet anger. And maybe it starts with one question. Am I helping from a place of love, or am I helping from fear? Fear of disappointing someone, fear of being misunderstood, fear of not being needed. That question can be tender. Because for a long time, over-responsibility may have felt like safety. But now, it may be costing you access to yourself. If this is you, you don't have to become less caring. You may need to become more honest. Honest about what you can carry. Honest about what belongs to you. Honest about where support has turned into self-abandonment. Because your needs are not an interruption. Your limits are not a lack of love. And you are allowed to be a safe place for people without becoming the place where you lose yourself.